Hello Retro Gamers, I'm Brendan from Retro Game On and welcome to another episode of
Retro News Fortnightly!
Yeah, it's Retro Game On's own news show where we check out all the retro gaming news happenings in the retro gaming world every 14 days. That was a really long sentence, let's get on with the news. Had you heard of AM2R? It stood for another Metroid 2 remake, and basically it was going to be released very soon to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Metroid 2, and it was basically a fan-made remake. The reason I'm mentioning this though is not because it is in itself awesome, but sadly because Nintendo have decided to take it down, citing that it violates the DMCA. So like usual, when a major game developer or publisher does something like this, there is a bit of an uproar, so in their defense, Nintendo released this statement. Nintendo's broad library of characters, products and brands are enjoyed by people around the world, and we appreciate the passion of our fans. But just as Nintendo respects the intellectual property owners of others, we must also protect our own characters, trademarks and other content. The unapproved use of Nintendo's intellectual property can weaken our ability to protect and preserve it, or to possibly use it for new projects. So before you jump on the I Hate Nintendo bandwagon, just keep in mind that Nintendo are in their legal right to do this since it is their intellectual property. But on top of that, this took 4 years to make, and they were going to release it for free, and they were non-profit, so it is really quite a sucky situation. So if you want to jump back on that bandwagon to hate Nintendo, I'll leave that up to you. So here are a list of things that they were going to add into the remake that you will miss out on, unless of course you are good with the internet and find it another way. Because keep in mind that the internet is a very large place. But anyway, basically the graphics were going to be more like Super Metroid, and I think that was sort of a theme they were going for from what I can tell. But they were going to add in other things like a map, there's going to be new areas, and there's also going to be better AI and weapon systems. So overall, it looked like it was going to be quite the solid remake, and you know, it must be true considering how long they've been developing it for. So yeah, kind of sucky, but if I have any updates to the situation, I'll let you know. So for our next story, you may remember a company called Analog. Yeah, they were the guys that released that $5,000 gold NES. Anyway, they've released something new that's not coated in gold and something that the general plebeians like you and me can afford. And that's a wireless adapter for the Super Nintendo that allows controllers to be played wirelessly. They've actually manufactured this partnering up with another company called 8BitDo, and basically using this adapter, you can use wireless controllers manufactured by 8BitDo, but the cool thing about this, as far as I'm concerned, is that it allows you to use PS3 and PS4 controllers on your SNES, as well as controllers for the Wii and the Wii U. So it doesn't use wizard magic or gypsy magic or any other kind of magic to do this, but in fact just plain old Bluetooth. But one really cool feature about this is the fact that it doesn't require any external power whatsoever. It actually draws the 5 volts it requires directly from the controller port and the Super Nintendo. So that's super convenient, but obviously you will need to recharge the controllers, but I don't even know why I'm telling you that because obviously that's obvious. Another cool feature is that it doubles as a Bluetooth adapter for your computer with the use of a USB cable. So that's pretty cool if that's something you need, I guess. Anyway, it retails for $25 American and is out right now. For our last story of the day, we have the very cool news that former coder at Tengen, John Amane, I'm sorry, I'm probably terribly mispronouncing that, and I am very, very sorry. But basically the story, bad pronunciation aside, is the fact that he's been releasing unreleased footage of games that were never released on the PC Engine on his YouTube channel. The unreleased games we have footage of were mostly conversions from other game consoles, and included games such as Popples, Marble Madness, and Off the Wall. All of these had varying reasons why they weren't released back in the day. For example, the game Off the Wall ended up requiring an 8 megabyte Hue card as well as a paddle controller, both of which were pushing the costs up too much. I think especially the Hue card. So I think after a while they just sort of gave up on that when they realized it wasn't financially viable. So I mean, this is really cool. It's not very often that ex-programmers and game designers will actually do this, so props to him. Let's hope in the future he actually releases playable ROMs so then we can all experience them. While video is good, it would obviously be more awesome to be able to play them. If he does that, I'll let you know. With that, that's all the news that I care to share today. If you want to find out anything more about what I've talked about today, then all my sources can be found in the description box down below. On my left, you'll also find the last 2 episodes of Retro News Fortnightly, and on my right, you'll find the last 2 of whatever's I've released on Retro Game On. But yeah, with that, that's all. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in 2 weeks for more retro gaming news.